I believe that you can check on us and talk to the people at the Cleveland HUD office.
Yeah. So with the numerous issues about carbon monoxide, what is the source of the problem?
I haven't heard anybody put their finger on it other than they know that there were leaks of it. The question is where, and I haven't been told at this point what the source of the leaks were. Obviously, some of it could come from the furnaces. That's one place. And I'm not saying it does, but that's one place if you want to look at it and trying to figure out what are the sources. The number two source would be in the exhaust or the flues that are supposed to take the bad air and put it outside off of each furnace. Now, if those leak inside, it's the same way if we had in your house or my house, I don't own a house anymore, I live in an apartment, but in your house, if the furnace, I was going to say tinware that's on the furnace is supposed to take the bad air and put it out, and if it's not functioning properly, that your house is going to have a bad case of possibly carbon monoxide and other things in it. So those are two sources, and they haven't told me.
And you say they. Who is they?
Well,
your contractors?
the contractors.
Why is it taking so long?
Well, one of the problem is, and I'm not here to, because I was not involved in the renovation of the project, so I can't give you, point fingers that John Doe did something and Sam Smith did something. I don't even know the name of the contractor who was hired by Marouse was the GC, and the GC hired a HVAC company.
HVAC, sure, yeah.
To do that. I told you there was a meeting yesterday.
Sure.
He was there with Marouse. I don't know the other firm's name. It's not a big secret. We can find it automatically by making a phone call. He really has been on, I was told that he was on hard times, and he really doesn't care about who complains and what they do. I think he figures that it does not matter if he's gets sued, he's probably going to go into bankruptcy. I hear business is so bad. So we have a new company that my staff has found very energetic and doing a good job and very supported heavily by the city. The city thinks that these people who are working on it now, and I'm sorry, since I didn't hire them, I don't even know their name, but I know that they're held in high esteem. So they are the ones that are going to be in charge of complete testing and renovation of all the equipment to satisfy the city. But if you ask me what caused it, I have no idea unless I know that those are the two sources. Now there may be, and I'm not a heating engineer, but
Sure.
I know those are two sources.
So we're looking at the boilers and the exhaust.
Exactly, as far as I know. Those are the two things that I know that could go wrong and could affect the habitability, if there is such a word, of the unit. That that they get rid of the bad smoke, basically.
Is it all of the units that are affected, or just these 6 that you're focused on?
We don't know. We don't know the degree. See, if the
here we are. But here's a question, George. So here we are a week later from the original incident, and you're telling me you still don't know what the problem is.
Well, it hasn't been told to me. They haven't put a finger on it. Was it number one, just because this contractor's saying, the heck with it, I'll clean my act up. I don't care what these people do if they want to sue me, etc. But there is a law against negligence where people's lives are endangered. And
are you being negligent at this
point? No,
point?
I'm talking about the contractor. If they.
But you own the property, so
yeah,
you're responsible for everything that goes on.
We were responsible, and for the 2.5 or 3 years that they were doing the rehabilitation, the general contractor was the one that was supposed to superintend, and I'm not saying that he didn't superintend the building properly, but he was the one that we were looking to. Not we, but the partnership got possession and utilization rights of the property after it passed the city inspection about 2 years ago for occupancy permits. Now, as of this date, the best that I could find out, which I did this morning, is because we were all set to get these 6 units approved by the city, and they said, no, we don't want that. We want you to do all of the units. We'll give you 2 weeks, and we will then, after you tell us that these are certified units that will be able to pass the city code, then we will see what happens in the future once that these units have been fully satisfied and raised to this level.
What should the people do in the meantime? Because
Well,
that's another 2 weeks.
Well, that's right. Well, I did tell you that the fire chief suggested on Friday, even though it's not required, that every unit have
Another carbon monoxide.
monoxide. So we gave every unit a carbon monoxide unit to let us know if there's going to be any escape of carbon monoxide. The only way that I know that things happened since then has been the one on Sunday, I believe, was when they had the eruption on 2. Now, hopefully, we have 45 units there, if I'm not mistaken, and we had either 6 or 7. I don't know. There's one that was moved yesterday, so I don't know if that's in the 6 or it makes it 7. So that means 7 out of the 45 as of today are functioning and meeting the minimum requirements of poisonous gases, if there is any poisonous gas. That's today, but I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day. We would hope that shows that there was only a small batch of 6, 7 would be what, about 15%. About 15% of the units were negligent. They might have been negligently put together. I don't know. That's what hopefully the investigation by these people that know the business will be able to tell us. Maybe they didn't put the flues in right that was to channel out the existing gases. Okay. Maybe the boiler was not properly maintained.
What do you tell the residents who, they've been going through this? Some have been transported to the hospital. What do you say to them? Well,
we tell them that we agree that you shouldn't be forced to live in a unit that endangers your health, and we want to do everything that we can to make sure, as I told you on the phone during the last 2 days, our main job is to protect the health and safety of those people. Now, I don't think anyone can blame us in the management for not doing what was going on. We'll say up until about a week or so ago when the first incidents happened. So they realized that we tried it, and as soon as we found out about what was happening, we took steps. But as you also may know, that it's not going to end up that we're not going to empty the whole